Hey there, it's Nate Jackson, the Criterion guy, person reviewer for the Criterion collection, all 600 and however many of them are. They announced like 5 or 6, 7 more this morning, again in the newsletter, the email thing. I was like, oh god, this is gonna take forever. But we're moving. We've got number 12 down today. This is Final Time. Oh, joy. What a joy to have a funny movie, an actual funny movie. Sorry, the lady vanishes, oh, hoity-toity and all that. This is something anybody can get into. Everybody and anybody can get into. There's something in it for everybody. It's not, you don't have to know everything about, heavy metal or anything like that. You just, as long as you have a great sense of humor, it's a brilliant movie. This is one I've actually seen before, funny enough. So, first time, I was kind of watching it just to watch it. As a friend of mine told me about it, and she was like, "You haven't seen This Is Spinal Tap? You've got to go see it." So I had to see it, and I got it from the library, and probably the same copy I'm holding right now. But yeah, this is not the Criterion edition, as you might notice, because it doesn't say the Criterion collection at the top. That particular copy was very, very hard to find. So I just went in with this. Basically, the supplements. Well, we'll get to the supplements in a bit. But basically, I'll just give you the basic plot. It's about Marty DeBurgi, played by Rob Reiner, who interviews Spinal Tap and follows them along their tour and all that and everything they're doing, and records their trials and tribulations and blah blah blah, and all the crazy shit that happens to them, and just it's hilarious, and it's kind of tragic at times. You think about when they get canceled and all that, all their gigs get canceled and stuff like that. A bit of a Hollywood ending where was it Derek? I think Nigel leaves the band, and he goes and leaves, and then when he comes back at the end, it's a little Hollywood, a little happy ending kind of plot and all that. But still, I mean, because it feels like, for the most part, the entire movie up until that point kind of feels like a sketch movie. It's just like, it's all, about the same plot, but each, little scene is like a certain sketch, like the amplifier scene where they talk about the amplifiers that go up to 11, as well as the bit about Stonehenge and all that. So yeah, so it's basically just a kind of it's a sketch movie almost, a concept sketch or whatever you want to call it. Basically, yeah. So what I can say about Rob Reiner's direction, he's brilliant. He's a hilarious interviewer. He's kind of just like he's just trying to make sense of it all, while of course secretly knowing the in joke, and they probably had to rehearse a lot of that, so that it could all look real and they're not just laughing at themselves and taking a piss or whatever, piss take or whatever they call it. But anyway, yes. So basically, that's all I can say. Basically, all I can say about that movie, because it's just because I've seen it before. It's it's one of those movies you got to see for yourself. It's hilarious. It's one of the funnier movies you could see. It's one of the best mockumentaries about music. Music rockumentaries. Mockumentary rockumentaries, if you will. And that's about it. That's all I can say. Grade A. A plus plus, actually. Because if Nigel can turn his amplifiers up to 11, I'll give it an A plus plus. Supplements. Okay, let's see if I get this right, because a lot of the supplements that are on this special edition were not on the Criterion collection, and there are some that are not on this version that are on the Criterion collection, but we'll get to those. I think the one thing that this version doesn't have that's on the Criterion collection is the demo version. They made a 20-minute short, a demo version Spinal Tap, which had certain scenes that were in both, such as the Stonehenge scene and arguing with the hotel clerk about the rooms. And there was something else. And we were talking, oh, they had like the scene with the originals or the regulars or whatever they're called doing the "Give Me Some Money" song, um, and the scenes with Frank, the limo driver, or in there as well. And, yeah, but I mean, a lot of those scenes, except for I think the Frank scene was the same. They took the same takes as was. I mean, I couldn't really tell too much. I think they probably did reshoot it though. You could see there were a lot of scenes, such as with the Stonehenge scene, it wasn't Angelica Houston in that role. You know, they were just trying to get out, but a lot of the same roles, and I think there was a different Viv Smalls or whoever the keyboard player is. I forget. I think it's Viv somebody, Viv Savage maybe. But yes, there's but they basically it's the same manager or the same road manager. I think his name is. I forget his name. Yeah, but so basically, yeah, it's a nice little thing. Wasn't on here. I found it on YouTube. Just watched it right before I did this, and yeah, it's a nice little touch, a nice little thing to see. If you want to see just the original version, it's got some nice, like I said, some nice bits. Got an hour of footage. This was a trip. The first time I watched this, I couldn't get through those. I just wanted to see the movie, so I was looking and was thinking, oh my god, there's a whole other hour of this, movie. They could have made this a friggin' long movie, but they kept it at an hour and like 23 minutes, which is funny because how funny it is, and how quick this lines are and the interview scenes are. It kind of like it moves so slow, if you're thinking about it, But if you're not thinking about it, then you're fine, I'll just go with this. I don't actually quite remember off the top of my head how much material is on the Criterion version versus this. But basically, let's just pretend that Criterion more or less the same. I think one of the other things, I think they put the Hellhole music video on there, as well as the Flower People music video. I think those are the only two. They added the "Give Me Some Money" and music video for Big Bottom. And the trailers, the trailers I think are on there, and they're just one of them is I think the factory resident, I forget what it's called, the trailer with Rob Reiner talking about how they're still making it, so they show like a minute of a cheese documentary. It's so weird. And yeah, that's basically all I can say. I'm probably leaving something out. If I am, forgive me. But it's basically it's not. I mean, basically, I think you're pretty much fine getting this. And if you need that Criterion kick, go get the go on YouTube and get check out the final tour on YouTube, or maybe Dailymotion maybe has it. I mean, at the time of me filming this, it's on YouTube, but you never know what's going to happen. At the same time, no, I'm not going to. No, yeah. This version is kind of cool because it also has a new interview with Rob Reiner and audio commentary with Spinal Tap, which tempts me to actually watch this again maybe tomorrow, with just to hear them talking over themselves, just because I think it's there. And the menu screen is one of the most brilliant. Like, they just talk for like 2 minutes. It's like you want to watch the movie, but at the same time, they keep talking and talking, and it's so brilliant. Yeah, so that's basically it for this Spinal Tap. It's a great entry in the Criterion collection. It's hilarious. It's one of my favorites, and I'm so glad I got to see it again for this thing, the A++, like I said. And that's that. Number 13. We're on 13. Yes, we are on 13. We did it. 10 was Walkabout. 11 was whatever the hell it was. Shit. Can you believe the Seventh Seal? The Seventh Seal was number 11. Then we did this Spinal Tap, number 12. Which is funny because it should have probably been number 11. That would have been so brilliant. 13, The Silence of the Lambs. Now, I said that obviously today would be a double feature, but that didn't work out too well. Obviously, I think we're going to have to postpone until next week, sadly. But I'm going to try and get, but I'm probably going to get, the number 14, Mashuro 1, I think it's called something Samurai, or the Mashuro 1 Samurai or something, which I think is number 14. That'll be coming probably tomorrow for the library, so I'll probably check that out. And there's a good chance that I might just go ahead and just do Silence. Actually, no. I have to turn Silence of the Lambs tomorrow. So, maybe I'll run to the library. My other library has it. The library close to where I work has it, and maybe I'll check that out. It has a few more bonus features than the version I got. It was just the crappy widescreen version that just has the movie on it and nothing more. Same time, I know the version that the main MGM special edition has a couple things that Criterion, of course, only keeps on their stuff. There's a documentary called Voices of Death, which I'm gonna try and find somewhere. Hopefully, maybe somebody uploaded it online, or maybe it's on the Criterion site. I don't know. Same time, I just want to try and find it. There's a chance that we may have to go without it, or we may have to save the supplements for sometime when I can find just the Criterion edition of Silence of the Lambs just falls into my lap. Yeah. And that's it. That's it for now. We'll keep this one a little shorter than the last one because these videos, for some reason, my camera updated and videos take longer to upload because I think that they take the last one was almost a gig because it was 18 minutes. So let's keep it short right here. Thanks for watching. Keep on criterion. Keep on criterion. Yeah. And we'll see you next week, hopefully next week, for both Silence of the Lambs and Mashuro 1. It's called Mashuro. You'll see the title when it happens. Anyway, until then, goodbye.